Hi all, welcome to my channel AWS for all. Today we are going to connect the Windows server on private subnet and also Linux server which is running in private subnet using the AWS Instance Connect. So this is the architecture we are going to try. Um, there is a Windows server which is running in private subnet, and the Linux server is also running on private subnet, and we are going to create an AWS Instance Connect endpoint for EC2, and using that endpoint we'll access the Windows machines through Windows RDP and SSH into the Linux machine. So let's get started. So the Windows machines, I have put together the sequence of steps, and some of these steps we'll reuse it for Linux machine also. The first one is create Windows EC2 instance in a private subnet, which I have already done, and create IAM role to provide the access to Instance Connect. I have attached the role. I'll show it in a minute. And security group allow the RDP traffic. This is and the RDP traffic for Windows machine, and for Linux it will be SSH traffic. And create a VPC endpoint for EC2 instance. This we will create during the session, and connect to the private subnet, and ensure you have installed the latest CLI. So this is a prerequisite, so we should have the latest CLI installed, because we are going to run a tunnel command which is available only in the latest AWS CLI, and connect a tunnel from the local port to EC2 Windows port, that is 3389, and this is the command. The below is the command, and we are going to try this command and access the Windows through 5544 from the local machines. Let's get started. Currently I'm spinning two machines. One is temp Windows and temp Linux server. Both are running in a private subnet. So let me show you how to check the private subnets. So private subnets, and when I go to the private subnet and root table, it's all local. There is no IGW associated, internet gateway associated with it. Whatever the traffic goes in and out, it will be within the VPC, or sorry, subnet only. So this is the private subnet West A, which we are going to use it for today's demo. And I have already started the two machines, one Windows server and one Linux server. So the next step is to create a IAM role to provide access to the Instance Connect. By default, the EC2 instance comes with no IAM roles. So we need to add the IAM roles. I'll show you the IAM roles which I have added for the temp Windows machine. Come down, security and IAM roles. If you want to add a IAM role for the already existing EC2, you have to go here, actions, security, modify IAM role. This is where you can go and add a new IAM role, or if it is already existing IAM role, if you want to edit, you can click on the EC2 Instance Connect. So I've already added the security roles on the EC2 Instance Connect. This is the only required IAM role to connect to the EC2 instance. And let's go back to our EC2 instance. So the security group is already attached to this machine, which allows the 3389, that is RDP traffic from anywhere and also from specific machine. So we are good with security group and we are good with IAM role. Let's get create our Instance Connect. To create Instance Connect, let's go to AWS and VPC it's a endpoints and create endpoint and name this endpoint as Instance Connect EP endpoint and AWS services. It should be EC2 Instance Connect endpoint, and it goes with last VPC. Inside this VPC, we need to add a security group. I have already created a security group for this. Instance Connect security group. This allows traffic, that is RDP traffic and SSH traffic from anywhere. That's what it is. And I'll just start this create endpoint. Oh, sorry, the subnet. I will associate the subnet with the subnet west2a. Basically, it goes inside the subnet. This is what we are creating now, the endpoint. So all the instances running within the subnet should be accessible using this Instance Connect. That's what it means. I'm creating Instance Connect within a subnet and create endpoint. It's pending and it may take a minute to activate. I'll pause the video and I'll connect once it is active. Hey, welcome back again. So it's now available. It took at least 5 minutes to get activate. So if you see the endpoint is active and available now. We're going to use this endpoint to connect to our Windows machine. So let's go back to our instruction steps and ensure you have AWS CLI installed or the required version. So up to 4.1234 we have covered. We are going to check AWS CLI actions now. CLI versions available now. So let's go back to our AWS version. So this AWS CLI 2.23 is available and the Python version is 3.12. So we are good with that, and let's try to run this command. This command is nothing but AWS, and it's calling the service EC2 Instance Connect, and it's opening the tunnel. This tunnel will connect the instance ID. This is the instance ID which we are running currently. Let me go back to the instance ID. This is the instance ID, ends with EA25. We are going to plug the same instance ID EA25, and the remote port is 3389. That is nothing but RDP port. This RDP port we are going to mount it on local port, that is 5544. That's what we are going to do it now. Let's get back to our command line interface and take this command and plug this here, paste it and hit enter. So if you see here the listening for connection on port 5544. So this, what it means is like the 55444 port on my current laptop is mapped to the remote port, that is 3389, which is pointing to the instance which ends with EA25, which is running in a private subnet of my AWS account. So before that, before executing this command, AWS CLI command needs to be configured to my local account. So that's a prep work. If anybody needs this information, please comment on this video. I'll show how to do that. So right now, so we are good with the port 5544 to connect to this machine. Let's go ahead and try that. Go back to the instances, and this is my Windows ID, Windows machine, and Instant Connect, RDP client, and download the remote desktop, get the password, Windows Linux. Let me double check it. Windows Linux test key. Open, decrypt password. This is my password, and I'll go back to my downloads, and click on temp Windows 1. It's going to start. Right now it's not going to connect because by default this machine is going to try with the 3389. That's what it is. It will not work. So let me go back here and add a PC here. Add PC, and what we are going to do, we are going to, as per this command, I'm going to check the local host port 5544 to connect this machine. Go back to the remote desktop, local host 5544, and all remaining setup I'll keep it as is, and add, and I'll just try to connect this machine, and it will ask username, administrator, and the password is the password which we got it from the console. This is the password, and I'm going to plug the password here and continue as certificate. So localhost 5544, I'm successfully connected to my EC2 machines, which is running on my private subnet, and I'm able to connect through my laptop. So this is the process to connect to the Windows machines which are running on a private subnet, and we bypass the need, or we remove the need of connecting through Bastion host. Anybody is having any questions or anything, please comment, and please subscribe my channel and support me, and share this video whoever is needed, and that will be really helpful. And now we are going to see how to connect to the Linux machine. Linux machine is relatively easy. Click on this Linux machine, and this is also, I'm running on a private subnet West 2A, where no internet gateways are connected to the subnet. Click on connect, and it gives a EC2 Instance Connect options. Here there is an options connect using EC2 Instance Connect endpoint. Click on this endpoint, and it will ask for It will by default, if there is an endpoint, it will already pop up here, and it will take the username as EC2 user, and the tunnel duration is 3600. That is approximately, I think it's 10 hour, sorry, 1 hour. And click on connect. Yeah, I am able to connect successfully to the EC2 Linux machines, which is running on a private subnet, ls-la. It will list out anything, and sudo server, sudo su. I can get a root user access. I can do all the operations whatever I can do on my console by logging or SSHing into this Linux machines. So this is about the Linux machine connectivity. Both are using the same ENI and endpoint service, and we are able to connect the Windows RDP, and we are successfully SSH the Linux machine. So that's all about the Instance Connect. Please let me know if you have any questions or anything. Comment on this video, and please subscribe and share this video to all your friends or whoever is needed. Thank you all. We'll connect with another video.